Flipping friends, we are back with, of course, executive producer Ryan Bukoveski. Follow him at Ryan B. Ski and Ryan B. Ski 1. Contributor We Are Rigor Radio and co-host of Second City Sports, Sidney Brown. Follow him at Sid Kid 80. And Jason Kessner. Follow Jason at JF Kessner. And I'm Kenneth Davis. Follow me at That's Davis. We were going to get to the show, but we had a pre-show discussion on March Madness and Drake basketball because, we dive deep when we dive in. All right?
And that's not Drake at the basketball game. That's the University Drake playing basketball.
Which, though, changed his mascot to the face of Drake.
Wait, what?
No. But what we
also,
found out,
we got a connection to Drake, too, because doesn't Melvin's cousin play for them? Not on the basketball team. I think it's football, but nevertheless. Don't know.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Drake, the artist connection. Now we got a connection to Drake.
But what we found out is our
shout out to Melvin, by the way.
Loyola alumnus, Jason, can't stand Loyola now because they're actually good at basketball. So, Jason, the floor is yours. Please tell everyone what you just tell. Yeah, let everyone know how they're polluting the neighborhood with their Loyolas.
Why is Sister Jean dumping toxic waste in the Chicago River?
Right, listen, she rolls up there on a wheelchair, takes it off of her. Like she has one of those shawls on, and takes it off. She dumps it on the side, and she rolls back.
Like I said, I feel
only a few more left today.
She spits on it.
I feel like the plucky underdog of Loyola thing is just a way for NCAA coverage to be like, look, we're not that bad. Like, oh man, we'll just sweep all this stuff under the rug. Sister Jean doing her whole thing. Like, I mean, it's fine, but like then the Harry Potter scarf thing, it's just really obnoxious. Like, and again, it's torn because I'm like, on the one hand, I'm like, yes, sports, competitive. Like, I was watching them play Michigan in the Final Four, right? But I'm torn between being the kid who went to a school when the team had 4 wins and being like, yeah, we don't get that riffraff here, to them being like, oh, look at the jock asshole who couldn't make it in basketball in the suburbs. And I don't know. It's just so bad. It's so bad. Like, they use it to like both paint over their own reputation and the NCAA's pawn, right? Because just gentrify the neighborhood, tear shit down, and also like, perpetuate terrible Catholicness, right? Like, oh, Sister Jean's adorable and love of the nation, but you can't get contraceptives on campus. Like, never mind actual issues in the 21st century, right? So I know I'm going to wear the black hat for this one, but like, I have conflicted feelings. Like, at the one hand, I'm like, yeah, go Ramblers. And on the other hand, I was like, it sucks.
Sydney about to run off.
It's ruined my legacy.
Sydney almost took his headset off and dipped.
Pull Ron Santa on you.
You had me at contraceptives.
Yeah, I'm at
it. Sidney Brown likes it raw.
Hold on there now.
Good one. I got a feeling this is going to be you're making a social media clip this week, Jason.
Like I said, I got to wear the black hat for this one, but as an alumnus, I'm like, I kind of feel like they wear the black hat. Like, round 2 of Loyola and March Madness, it's. I mean, they're not Gonzaga yet, right? But like,
boy, you hope that you can get to Gonzaga level.
Apparently not, Ken. Apparently,
he wanted to spit on their ass in.
Nevertheless, it brings complications, right? As it changes who you bring to your school. Like, kind of liked when there was a movement on campus to be like, we suck at sports. Maybe let's not spend money on it, as opposed to like, let me write you a check so you can build buildings where there's,
So you want to be like U of I. You want to be like U of I and do away with sports in general.
I mean, I was actually having this conversation yesterday with my brother and my roommate out on the patio. The connection between sports, and it's more aligned with high school, but it also applies to the not paying college athletes when they bring millions of dollars to your school. Like, I feel like a lot of the problems with the U.S. will never change until we bring the club sport, like European style, where they're under 18s, but they're still professional and on that track, rather than trying to lie and say that we care about their educations.
I agree.
In the context of them being athletes. And I was actually, to take a little bit of heat off the me being like, screw Loyola, I like them when they sucked. Moxie, if anybody saw it. I feel like the reason why I was thinking of those thoughts about club sports and getting out of the academic paradigm, that movie, if anybody's seen it, really underscores the toxicity that like can happen when you have the 1972 captain of the football team, even if they're terrible, really wanting to make donations and contributions to the athletic program when we all know the bad side of sports, right? We've been doing this long enough to see that happens. Anyway, shout out to that movie and Amy Poehler. And if anybody needs a recommendation for that movie, go watch it. It checks all the boxes for teen movie, but with a 21st century spin. Anyway, that's my way to get out of the whole in the crosshairs, because I am still kind of rooting for Loyal, even if I cringe every time we see the Harry Potter glasses, because it's not even the same colors. It's just kind of close.
I remember. I don't know if I got into a debate with the priest at my grade school. We were doing poster boards. I don't think the poster board had to be themed about I don't know, things that was going on at that time. And this girl made a poster board. In the middle of it was like a condom wrapper. I don't think it was the actual condom wrapper, but it was like a condom wrapper that she made out or whatever. And we had them all up on the wall. And Father Fleck came in the room and he was like, take that down, right?
Yep.
And I remember thinking at that point, I didn't, you know what? I had the discussion in the next class we had with the teacher is where I went on a rant about it. And I remember because I asked the teacher, I'm like, wait, y'all here to serve us in this Black community, right? This is a problem that's going on. And this is AIDS is rampant, right? You were supposed to know about this. I get as far as religion wise, why he was offended, but you have to understand the world is the world and you're supposed to be preparing us for real life or whatever. So it just jumped out to me. We talked about contraceptives not being given out on campus or whatever. Wait, they don't even get the free clinic doesn't give out contraceptives either?
Don't believe so unless it's changed. Also, there used to be a Planned Parenthood. I'm just remembering as you're talking about when I was a student or shortly thereafter. Now this makes me sound like it's my fault because I'm not there anymore. So now they had to close. But no, it was
you're not keeping them supplied, huh, Jason? Damn shame.
I walked into that.
I just love all the colors.
Right, I had them lined up. Wow.
But there's a Planned Parenthood just off, and they tore down the building, and there's no Planned Parenthood in the far north side now. And I'm not going to say Loyola had a lot to do with that, but they do lean on the aldermen. They do lean on the local aldermen pretty heavily, pretty much get what they want. So I know, in the national broadcast, you hear a lot of Loyola really in Rogers Park community. I live in the Rogers Park community. They're really not that into the community. They're into themselves, which we can understand.
Which happens to be in Rogers Park.
Also, maybe be a little bit more honest. I know everybody does it, but do it a little less hard if you're going to be the plucky underdog.
All right.
That's my thoughts.
That's our Loyola take from our expert.
Everyone's going to hate me.
Send all that to JF Kessner. We have nothing to do with that. All right. Jumping into the topics, guys. And also, don't you leave Jason alone. That's how he feels. A Michigan man who spent nearly 5 years, this is from the AP, in custody is suing a car rental company for failing to produce at a timely manner a receipt that would have proved his innocence long before he was convicted in 2011 of murder. The evidence from Hertz was finally obtained in 2018, leading to Herbert Alford's exoneration in Ingham counties last year. Oh, he got braids. Alford filed a lawsuit against Hertz. Who was doing that? Who was bringing you up in jail? Herbert. Alford filed a lawsuit against Hertz on Tuesday. Although the case, listen, when it's going great, you just got to let it go. My next door neighbor, right? I nicknamed, do y'all do this? I'm going to get back to the story. My next door neighbor, right? I nicknamed him Do-Rag, right? Nicknamed him Do-Rag. And he used to have braids and his hair is gray. And it was like, dude, you need to let it go. When he finally cut it off, he's a handsome gentleman. It's like, yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You look better. You know what I'm saying? Bad enough you staying with your mama. But anyway, back to this. I shouldn't do that. He's looking out for his mother is what he's actually doing. All right. The evidence for Hertz.
Do-rag dirty.
Doing Durag dirty. Me and Durag have had a couple conversations that was like, yeah, okay, it's nothing but opportunity, another space and opportunity right here. All right. Alfred filed a lawsuit against Hertz on Tuesday, although the case will be slowed by the company's bankruptcy reorganization. He's seeking a financial compensation. There's no question that Alfred would have avoided going to jail had they produced the documentation. His attorney, Jamie White, said. Hertz said is deeply saddened about what happened. While we're unable to find the historic rental records for 2011, when it was requested in 2015, we continued our good faith efforts to locate it, said spokeswoman Lauren Luster Wednesday. With advances in data search in the years following, we were able to locate the rental records in 2018 and promptly produce it. Alfred was convicted of second-degree murder in 2016 in the shooting death of Michael Adams. The Hertz receipt showed that Alfred was renting a car in Lansing airport around the time that Adams was shot. White said that he was killed in Lansing neighborhood 20 minutes away from the airport. So he got out. That's messed up. He had to serve some jail time on account of him being free due to he had an alibi. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he gets a nice little check from Hertz. And you know what I'm saying, my mans can go ahead and get him a nice lineup and let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
But we're not using Hertz anymore, right? That's official.
It depends on what those sales look like. Is this like it's Hertz doing? Was Hertz doing that? It's like, hey, someone wants to need a receipt. How does he look like? He has break. No, we can't find that receipt. We can't find that receipt.
See, I wasn't even going with the racial side of it.
Okay.
What if you're just needing a receipt to clear your name? Apparently, Hertz takes 7 years to do that.
But listen, it's the thing too. Usually, now, I mean, that was in 2011. So that's not like olden time days.
Right.
Don't you have to use a card to rent a car to like for them to have something to hold on to? Like they take a
computer.
They take a straight cash, but doesn't he have receipts himself?
I was gonna say I was waiting for the right opportunity, but as my mom would say, that's on you. Like keep your financials together. And I'm like,
oh man, we got to hold receipts now for years to make sure that Hertz doesn't screw us.
I'm not saying that she's right or Hertz is right, but that was where my mind went.
Come on, 7 years to produce a receipt with a timestamp on it. How long does that take?
Wait. Did he use a card? All right.
Yeah, call your bank.
Don't you have
a credit card company?
You'd have to put a major cash deposit if they even allowed.
That's what I'm saying. It had to be ridiculous, you know. So like, that's where it
olden times, as you said.
Yeah, this isn't like this was 92, right? Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. The DA can't go to the Hertz office. Yeah, I'd like a receipt for Mr. Alfred on this day at this time. Oh, sure. Let me just type that in. Oh, yeah, we got a rental here.
Yeah,
give me another 5 years and I'll get that receipt for you.
Yeah, like you said, if he used a credit card or his bank card or what have you, they have records there. I'm sure they have records going way back past 10 years of whichever card he used. So they got to have something.
What if he had like a local bank that didn't have mobile banking yet?
That could be, but we might not be able to blame Chase, Bank of America, Discover, Citi, whatever.
Right.
You're right.
He's got the local mom and pop bank.
He's using the Lansing Credit Union.
Wait, they don't still have receipts at the local
credit. But I'm saying, like, maybe
the TCF doesn't have receipts
or something like that.
I didn't know TCF is that. Wait, TCF is that bad that they don't give you receipts, or
they got a little. They got a little lady in a dusty broom going through.
Well, Hertz is on the same system. Why are we expecting the bank to be on a different system?
Wow.
They're using the Dewey Decimal System over here. Oh, you need a receipt? Well, let me go to the 0.75533s and see if I can find it.
How do we know? Shout out to the Dewey Decimal as an old archive nerd from undergrad.
Oh, come on.
Shout out to my Loyola days once again. Back when
these kids will never know what the Dewey Decimal is, and they still won't go and look up knowledge at their fingertips. But
they just got to visit Hertz. They're known for their Dewey Decimal.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. Let me ask you this to play devil's advocate for Hertz. How do we know it's Hertz as a company and not that particular branch?
Oh, like they're the embezzlement branch?
I'm just saying, like they don't keep good records that Hertz. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know?
We never put it in the computer. We put it all under the doormat.
Yeah, they got to be backed by the Hertz Corporation database. They're not using their own systems and then sending everything to Hertz.
Hey, it was 2011. That was a long time ago. Who knows? What
Wait,
they
They got the massive Hertz sign right on the airport that says, right here, we are backed by Hertz. Not like
Are they a franchise?
him and
I
Randy.
was gonna say, are they a franchise?
franchisees? Or
That's
is
what
it
I'm.
corporate?
That's what. Yeah, are they a franchise? Because if they're a franchise, listen, I can franchise the McDonald's and run it to the ground.
Yeah,
All right.
you could still be serving the
But
pizza
aren't you
if
using
wanted, if you've been
McDonald's
open
tech
long enough
for the
McDonald's
cashier
pizzas
and all
out
that
there.
stuff. You're using McDonald's tech. You're not using like your own tech and then you're sending it over to McDonald's.
It might be McDonald's tech from 1983 if you're out in West Virginia or New Hampshire or somewhere.
Oh,
It
so
isn't-
Hertz just sent over a librarian that educated on the Dewey Decimal System. Here's your software.
We don't know. We're
80 years old.
Sister
That's what
Jean,
happened.
she's really
She
good at the
died.
Dewey Decimal System. They'll help you out, Hertz.
All right, moving on. This is out of CNN. Oklahoma high school basketball announcer who hurled racist insults during a live stream at a state basketball game has apologized for his actions. In a statement obtained by CNN, Matt Rowan said he most regrettably made some statements that cannot be taken back. He said that he has type 1, he's a type 1 diabetic, and during the game, his blood sugar was spiking. He offered a sincere apology to all involved.
Spike it, man.
And said it's not unusual for him to become disoriented and say inappropriate and hurtful things. Imagine him at the dinner table when his blood sugar is spiking.
Right.
While the comments I made,
He can make disoriented or racist comments when that thing is
so
spiking.
the diabetes gives him Tourette's. Is what he's basically
That's-
saying.
No, it
what I
actually
was
turns him
thinking.
racist. It's
Right,
weird.
right,
Blood sugar, lack of insulin gets his racism going really strong.
Look
It's
at
like
them boogers
it's like-
on that poor kneeling boy. It's
Listen,
kicking in. Oh!
It's an inverse relationship. Here's
It's
sugar.
it's like a meter. It's like a meter. I was like,
Sugar
oh,
goes
he's
down,
about to get
racism
racist. Oh, watch out! He's about to get racist.
Get this man a cookie.
Exactly. A Snickers. You know how you get when you're hungry. All right.
That's where this is headed, guys.
You said
Endorsement City, because capitalism.
Wow,
Working on a
the
Snickers commercial, like legit.
Oh, that'd be messed up. Now,
Yeah,
Ryan,
maybe
if you
5
wanna-
years ago, right?
Wait, Ryan. I'll say this: if he does get a Snickers deal, we can boycott Snickers, but not Hertz. What's that noise?
Yeah, what is going on?
Those are my radiators. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
okay.
Those are always breaking in.
I was
No,
like,
it's
what
like-
is Kenton doing up there?
It does literally sound like giant wrench on cast iron, but it is
It really
just
is
the
like-
radiators.
It's like that commercial be like, it's like, yeah, we got to issue with our pipes, and the dudes under the sink playing the bagpipes or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. This is what he left with. While the comments I made were certainly seem to indicate that I am a racist, I am not. I've never considered myself to be a racist. In short, and cannot explain why I made those comments.
I really wish that Ron Santer was still alive so that we could ask him about whether or not his diabetes ever made him racist. To be like, no, I don't think so. I think this guy's just an ass.
Should we listen to the
Yeah.
incident?
Is it bleep? Is this bleep though?
There is no bleeps. This is live and uncut.
Raw.
okay.
As,
I guess so.
Listener
I
All
guess-
like that
fully
Loyola
advised.
campus, baby.
Yeah, if you got kids around, perhaps they don't need to listen to this.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
need
the
to listen to this
disclaimer.
racism, but I'll let you play it anyway.
You don't want to hear the whole thing, the incident?
Let it ride. Let it ride. Let it.
Stop. They're green and white. Oh, shit. They're kneeling? Fucking. I hope Norman gets their ass kicked. Are you serious? That's Midwest City, kneeling. Isn't it? Huh? Norman. Fuck them. I hope they lose. Come on, Midwest City. They're gonna kneel like that? Hell no. They even sleep in the flight? Some of them are. Fucking niggers.
N-word. I'm happy the audio is so bad I could barely make. When I first listened to it during the week, I was like, I could barely hear that N-word. It didn't offend me as much as I thought it would. Right? gotta come hard. No, I'm joking. Listen, man, dude is clearly a racist.
We're not buying the diabetes. We're not
you may as
buying
well
that?
just own that. Just listen, just own that. You may actually get an endorsement by owning that nowadays. How things are going right now, with between the left and the right. Listen, he needs to be fired. And the crazy thing, and I know we always talk about it on here, you're supposed to act like that mic is on at all times. So,
Right.
listen, you know what? Acting like the mic is on at all times can stop you from making racist comments because your blood sugar's spiking.
Or other reasons.
But I'm just listen. Even if you're a racist person, it could save your job. You know what I'm saying? This is for racists and non-racists. This is just a word of advice to you.
What did we get
quick
the Reds commentator for? Was it the homosexual
he
slur?
said it was.
Yes.
He said it was. Yeah, it
It's
was
an
that type of
LGBT.
city or.
Yeah, at least that one was even a little bit more ambiguous. I'm not saying it was ambiguous than politically motivated comments that end in the N-word. Like,
Both of
Bad
them.
We're happy
cover.
that
bad
Thomas.
cover.
He was a horrible announcer. But quick question for the
Yes.
group, because obviously the dude's racist. But I was blown away by the creativity with the diabetes, because you can't go out there and say,
yeah.
"Oh, I wasn't thinking straight. That's not me. I just had a horrible." Like you gotta try to come up with something creative nowadays if you get caught with your racism. And I thought that one was a nice, unique one. Doesn't get away, doesn't get the excuse, but does he get any style points for the creativity of the excuse?
But see, this is the problem with it, Ryan. He didn't make. I don't feel like he made this excuse up for this incident. I feel like that's his
just what he
go-to
does.
excuse.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to what he said, right? He said that he has type 1, he's a type 1 diabetic, and during the game, his blood sugar was spiking. He offered a sincere apology to all involved in the game and said it's not unusual for him to become disoriented and say inappropriate and hurtful things. This is his excuse all the time. His kids, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm spiking.
I was disoriented."
Right.
So
Go ahead.
we already established that Ron can't be reached for comment for obvious reasons, but I'd like to see what Jay can come up with as one of the most famous Chicago diabetics living and extant, to see what he thinks about this as an excuse for bad behavior.
Smoking a heater, saying whatever.
I'm all about vibes, not highs.
I'm type 2, so whatever.
You should not be laughing about diabetes like that. That's wrong. We cannot do that. That's not funny.
To be
let's
fair,
not-
we were laughing at Jay's nonchalantness.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right.
And this other guy's racism and the supposed consequences I think we're going to be seeing, hopefully.
Maybe for this guy, next time, why don't you put down the mic, go to the concession stand next time you start feeling that type 1 diabetes.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I feel the disorientation. I'm going to go to the concession stand real quick.
He's going to go to the concession stand business because he had hit up the concession stand or not the concession, the vending machine, and it was empty of all the things he wasn't allergic to.
It's PepsiCo's fault.
So
they should have had my Pepsi there, but it was empty.
Also, franchisees usually, great independent businesses, get that coin.
Loyola's not good at it either, keeping those vending machines stocked.
All right. This is from Yahoo Finance. A video took place on February 26th, but was released earlier this week by Oakland County Sheriff's Office. The footage shows a black Beamer driving through a remote forested route. Suddenly, a group of deer jump out from the trees ahead of the car, prompting the driver to slam on their brakes and swerve into the shoulder. Despite the BMW's strong brakes, there's still enough momentum for the 4,000-pound sedan to carry into the river of Bambis.
You ready for this?
Yep.
A Michigan sheriff's office shared video of the moment a car traveling on a rural road was jumped over and onto by deer in a sudden stampede. The dashboard camera footage, shared by the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, shows the car traveling on a road through a wooded area when a large group of the deer suddenly start bounding across the road. The car quickly comes to a stop and some deer jump right over the vehicle, while some end up jumping onto the car and either jumping or falling off. The sheriff's office said no humans or deer were injured in the incident. Another reminder: you have to always be in control of your car and not distracted by anything else, the sheriff's office wrote.
I would have beat the shit out of that last deer. That motherfucker I know that last deer.
I thought of you as soon as I saw that story.
Listen, those other deer, they was caught off guard. That last deer was being disrespectful. How he jumped on the back. I got out that car and fucked that deer up. Oh no, you the type of motherfucker. Sorry.
Get the piece out because you're camping because you wouldn't be in that part of the country without it.
Also, clarification on how rural this is. Oakland County is like the bougie suburb of Detroit. So
I was gonna say it's in Michigan, right? Like
yeah,
somewhere
it's
around
not.
Detroit.
It was like probably through a forest preserve, not like.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Jason, as soon as you move out of the city, you're in the rural parts of America. So we just want to make sure everybody knows. F those suburb shit.
Hey, that's how you're feeling.
All right,
Man.
I
Man.
black hat
I
up, and
channeled
hand
my
it over to you,
Loyola
sir.
Jason and wanted to get my black hat on these suburbs. Suburbs of America, you're going down.
Damn. Don't hate where you come from. It's part of you.
Oh boy.
I feel you though. I get tired of the city. Don't get it twisted, man. Sometimes I go through the Citizen app and I'm like, what are you motherfuckers doing? Someone shot at the damn Amazon delivery person the other day. It's like, you fucking up the Amazon packages now? Like, son, stop. Relax yourself. Don't mess the commerce up like that. Oh man.
It's a pandemic. We need our Amazon.
We need to listen. Let me tell you, this is terrible. After one, I don't really like Pizza Hut personally. I was not a fan of it.
I only like the cheesy stuffed crust, but it's shitty pizza.
I don't eat anything that's stuffed crusted.
Mm.
But sorry, these bowels are made for that. But
She can't hold.
no, that's like I may as well just go sit in the bathroom if I'm eating cheese stuffed crust.
I think that's
On
where
the
Pizza
John
Hut actually
with a slice.
recommends eating the pizza. Find yourself a nice bathroom and eat your pizza there.
Right, exactly. Just get situated. So look, this is funny because this is going to how much stuff we've been ordering. So I got the Pizza Hut, right? She practices Lent, so I got her a veggie one and I got one for the kids. I had a few slices. It was actually better when she warmed it up. It was too doughy. She ended up cooking in the morning. It was better. But I decided yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna get something for me, right? So I took my ass to Popeyes, right?
There we go.
Right. So as soon as I get my get my receipt from Popeyes, Bank of America hits me. It's like, hey, it's something wrong with your account. I'm like, what? So I'm driving down. So this is Popeyes on 74th and Stony. Go to that one, instead of the one that's over on 87. The 74th one is one of the better ones. So I sit there and I'm driving and I'm trying to like, man, what is going on? I'm trying to get into my account before someone, just steals all my cash or whatever, right? So Bank of America texts me. So I open up the text and it was, listen, you got Pizza Hut yesterday and Popeyes today. What? Is this you?
Answer yes or no.
I was like, yep, it sure was Bank of America. Good luck.
We know Ken Davis, and Ken Davis would not be caught dead in these two
Right?
back to back. Somebody has stolen your phone, sir.
Yeah, so that was it. That just jumped out to me.
What'd you get from the Popeyes, by the way?
I got two 9-pieces.
Ooh, for you?
No, man, for my family. What the hell?
Okay.
But I had like,
Well, you
did feel
prepped
like
this
the
Popeyes
you were
for
picking
me.
this up
I needed to
just
get
I
something.
made it happen.
I was doing last.
but listen, I may have had 5 of them joints.
I don't blame
Because
you.
I got it like at 1, so I got it so that I could just snack,
Ooh,
just
there
eat
you
it
go.
throughout the day.
That's
You know,
the way
so
to
eat pizza
go.
throughout the day, yeah, or whatever. But still, it jumps out to me just like that deer on that back of that Beamer. It jumps out to me that when it happened yesterday, Bank of America was like, "Whoa, buddy!" They thought somebody was out here just eating them off of me, right? Like
We
this
think
kid
the
is wild.
Hamburglar took your phone and is picking out all the fast food places. Is this you?
Facts.
That is always bad when you have to admit to like a choice. You were like, "Should I do it?" And then your card's like, "Do you want to dispute these? You don't want to dispute these?"
And they do it for like the $5 transaction. It's never for like the 100, 200. Like, are you sure the $7 transaction was you? Oh, the 300 one that we have no idea about. That one's fine.
And I haven't checked, but when they sent it to me, it was like if whatever you bought, if it didn't go through, now try it. Now that I got the receipt, but I was like, if this transaction didn't go through and this chicken is free, It must be a sign from
Free
above.
Popeyes chicken. Come
Free
on.
Popeyes. Come on now. That's a win-win. There's ever been a win-win.
That's a win-win-win. If there's ever a 3-win, that's the 3-win right there.
Yeah, it was tasty. All right. Moving to a little bit of a movie information. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. James Cameron's 2009 epic blockbuster Avatar has passed Marvel's 2019 superhero extravaganza Avengers Endgame to once again rule as the top grossing film of all time at the global box office. Yes, Jason.
Well, bam!
I see your face when you did that. Yeah. Not just.
Oh, is Jason replacing D for the Avatar hate?
No, it won't. Not yet. Avatar's surprise victory is a result of the movie's re-release in China this weekend, where it earned more than $8 million through Saturday afternoon alone, according to Disney. That puts Avatar's total box office at 2.8 versus the 2.797 billion Endgame, which was released in 2019. Commenting on the achievement, Avatar producer John Landu said, "We are proud to reach this milestone, but Jim and I are most thrilled the film is back in theaters due to unprecedented times. We want to thank the Chinese fans for the support." Man,
China strikes again.
James Cameron just couldn't let that rock, could he? With this Avatar nonsense that he keeps forcing down our throats. Don't they have like 20 of those bad boys about to come out now? Like
4. There's supposed to be 4 total.
And did they film them all like they did Back to the Future? Well, 2 and 3, because that's what they did with Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Yeah, they filmed them all together, I believe.
Okay.
I was just why was it happening now? The face was, why is that happening now when we just had a thing that would bring people back to watching Endgame? By having WandaVision, I was like, there was the missing piece. Chinese theaters. There we go. It all makes sense now.
I think James Cameron, he's just too bitter about losing the top box office twice. First with Titanic, then with Avatar. He's got to come back. It's like, let me get my friends in China. Help me out over here.
Do me this solid real quick.
He's greasing some palms. I know you want a new film, but what if we do this old one more time?
Right. Listen, he could at least remaster. Did they remaster that bad boy? Like, you could at least do it like, you know what I'm saying? Like what George Lucas did with the original Star Wars trilogy. You could at least feed us that bunch of muck rather than just like, hey, I'm just dropping it. Listen, did you have to pay full price, or was this like the dollar show?
Oh, full price, I'm sure.
Who here has been to the dollar show?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody?
Not a dollar, but like a matinee discount.
Yeah,
yeah, not a dollar show, but
I mean, it wasn't a dollar, but you didn't pay full price, and the movie was an older. It was an older movie.
It's like half off. Yeah.
Okay, that's
real quick. How do we feel about those two movies? Which one's better? Avengers Endgame and Avatar.
Avengers Endgame. Listen, Thor cut Thanos' head off at the beginning of the movie. Endgame. Like, that's what? Listen, and listen, personally, I like Avatar. I'm not an Avatar hater, but it does not. But listen, as far as stunning beauty at that time, and mind you, I don't know if I saw it at IMAX or not. I don't know if I saw it in IMAX or not. Stunning beauty, especially for its time, Avatar is maybe unparalleled. All right, but we're talking about story, and I mean, actually, if we even add in, I'm sure Endgame CGI rates with it, because listen, okay, I just said he cuts Thanos' head off, right? That ain't Thanos. That's just Josh Brolin, right? Like, to think about just the CGI, like, it looks so real. You think that's a 8-foot Titan right there, basically. You know what I'm saying? Or 7-foot Titan. But as far as a movie, it's not even close as Endgame. Like, listen, Avatar, you should have came out about 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been waiting. I went forever for that movie to come back. I'm not even say waiting when it was supposed to be a sequel, but I mean, it seems a little too little too late, to be honest. Do you think?
Do you think it's going to be like a big opening, Avatar 2?
You know how much money he dumped into that? The film studio, listen, he's gotten permission to make all of those movies. They're going to make it like I remember hearing Irv Gotti talk about, I forget what Jay-Z album it was, but talking about how it was a Jay-Z album. This is before like Jay-Z retired that time. and it wasn't performing up to the level that Jay-Z was. His records usually do. And he was talking, I think, to Kevin Liles of Def Jam. He was telling him, don't push the button, don't push the button. And what he meant by button was, at a certain point, a label will focus all its attention to getting that artist or that artist's record all the way out there. And by doing that, it neglects everything else, because Ja Rule had an album out at the time. So Gotti is like, don't push the button, because once you push the button, you're not going to focus on Ja anymore. So the point that I'm making, the amount of money they're putting into Avatar and giving him permission to make all of those sequels, they can't let it flop. Like, they have to, even if it's bad, keep forcing it on us with Burger King glasses and all types of stuff just to make that money back. That it may suck, but man, they're going to shove that bad boy down our gullets.
Well, especially now, you could make up on a big blockbuster like that most of your money in international markets with the rise of China, but both China and Southeast Asian audiences.
Yeah,
probably okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Ken, when you go to Burger King for your Avatar glass, just make sure you're using your card. Bank of America doesn't like that.
Well, also, I probably get more hate piled on me today by admitting I haven't seen Endgame or Avatar.
Here we go.
Just not interested. But I did watch WandaVision.
Okay.
Zoe Saldana is the star in Avatar, Jason. Zoe Saldana?
Oh, yeah. She's nice.
Yeah,
Too blue for you in that movie, though.
Yeah. Sydney, did you see Endgame? You didn't see Endgame, right?
No, I haven't seen either one either.
What? What is going on with our bottom row?
I know, right?
What is happening?
I thought it was going to be really provocative that I had
the two largest box office grossers. We don't even have two people have seen it.
Sydney doesn't go to the show. Sydney, what's the last movie you went to go see?
Oh, don't worry. Sydney doesn't need to go to the show to see Avatar. He's had 10 years to watch that thing.
So, at least for me, I have the defense that, like, before there was a pandemic, when I thought there was going to be actual, like, coming back from my trip last year and be like movies and art exhibits to go to. Kyle had talked me into doing like a really like esoteric, like highbrow thing for We Are Regal Radio that still hasn't happened because there are no events to go to. So at least I had the defense of like, I watch movies with subtitles, damn it.
Oh, lucky you.
Not just. I did give a recommendation for Moxie. It's a nice, accessible film. It's not going to be top box office film, but
let's dust off the old DVD player and get these two movies watched.
Hey, in Moxie, let me ask you this. Any part in Moxie does Thanos get his head chopped off in the beginning of the movie? Okay. Sydney, what's the last movie you went to go see?
I believe it was, I know you asked this question before, but I believe it was Dear White People. You know, that was years ago.
Okay. You went by yourself?
Yes.
Oh, you was feeling a certain kind of way, huh? All right.
Dear White People, I gotta check this out.
Got me written all over it. Sitting Brown. All right, last one. Kirk Franklin, this is from Billboard, has issued an apology after an expletive-filled phone call with his estranged son went viral. Kirk Franklin, the 51-year-old gospel singer, took to social media on Saturday, March the 13th, to share a video of himself expressing regret over his scornful phone conversation with his son, Kerryon Franklin, who was 32 years old. Go ahead, Ryan, key up the actual conversation, then his apology afterwards, please.
Will do.
Up a piece of paper. Okay, if you think I'm reading this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts saying some shit that's disrespectful, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old. What's up? I will punch your neck, nigga. Don't you ever disrespect me. I did it. He just hung up the phone. I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
Wait. That N-word was louder than the one of the announcement, man. What's going on here? I feel like I said myself.
We are raw and uncut on Flippin' Friends.
No, we're not that. No, we're not.
Yes.
No, we're not.
This is the mistake episode, isn't it, Ken?
No, this is a great episode.
Go ahead, Ron.
Loving
it.
my favorite part.
Run the apology. Run the apology.
You want it right now? All right.
Yeah, bro.
Many of you know I have an older son named Kirk Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I am sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
Hey, it was better than what the royal family put out. Listen,
We're not racist.
Listen, first of all, if you didn't get the subtle undertones of how upset Kirk Franklin is, he had to make that video. He pointed out. He pointed out. This motherfucker recorded me without my permission. This motherfucker about to be 33 in May, right? That Shawty, listen, Shawty is toxic, as you know what. And listen, I called it there. Listen, Kirk Franklin, let me tell you two things that stood out to me on this. First of all, if you know Kirk Franklin, you know he would say some stuff like that if you pay attention to Kirk Franklin. Like if he's doing an interview, he is not like just he's a person that's more spiritual, as he would say it, than religious, right? But he said he would break his foot off in that boy's backside. But this is the kicker. This is the kicker. This happened to me once. The kicker, and I would think that's his wife, the boy's stepmother, the woman laughing in the background when Kirk Franklin is first talking his talk. That would have sent me through the phone if that was that gentleman. I remember one time getting into it with my mother and her boyfriend. Mind you, her boyfriend, like with my brothers, you know, they may have someone, but me, he always played his position. And I could hear dude laughing. Listen, I think I may have tried to get over there to break his neck. All right. Like that takes the disrespect to such a different level when he's sitting there and you hear stepmom like, yeah, Kirk, GP, are you with me? Put your foot in his pants. Kirk, like, I'm just saying that would, if I was sure. And then just to think that I will say this too, the young man is bogus. Let me leave with that. That the young man is, because I'm sure they've had a lot of bad arguments that Kirk could have, even though nobody would have cared to hear what his son had to say because he's not the celebrity, but that Kirk could have done the same thing. And he knows where his bread is buttered and his father's image, you know, that would look bad on. That's why Kirk Franklin had to come up there with that that hostage video apology.
He go buy my next album.
Right. Oh, listen, the crazy thing is this. He will do a song about this. Right. It has somebody saying it while he talks over the track like Puffy. He will do a song. He will do a song about family struggles, right? And it's gonna have part of that audio in it. You know, but sometimes family, we got to come together and be like, "Ooh, yeah, yeah, come together." Like he's going to use this. Do not think he's not going to use it.
Shout out to like 33 and May cats with difficult relations to their fathers, though.
I love
that one hit me harder than I thought, especially when he got aired out as being toxic for years. I was like, oh.
Would you record your father, Jason?
No, but my father also probably would put on a better face for his own face than to call me toxic in public in an apology.
Are we buying that the therapist was on the other line?
No.
Yeah. No. I buy that he called the therapist because the therapist could come out and say that he did contact.
Oh, and corroborate.
I'm sure he called the therapist, but it may not have been important at that point. You know what I'm saying? Also, we don't know at what point during that conversation that the son might have mentioned, "Yeah, I'm recording this," and then Kirk was like, "Oh, you know, let me try to get the therapist on the line. We got to straighten this out." Like we don't have the full script of what happened. You know,
hold on,
right? Exactly.
Hold on.
Yeah, Jerry,
Exactly.
he's got me recorded. I really need you damage control here.
But listen,
I like the son when he's just like, "I'm old. Can't talk to me like that."
Listen, what are you calling your daddy for since you're so old? Because listen,
right.
what could that conversation have been that you're a grown ass man and that he's saying that to you if you didn't already had disrespected him, or on top of that was asking for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all don't have a good relationship,
for money or something like that, and that's when Kirk lost it.
Or Kirk didn't do something that he wanted him to do. He was like, "You do it for them new babies." Boy, I put my foot so. Now everybody, calm down.
I'm sorry. Pray for our family.
Exactly. Please. Ty said toxic relationship. That is gospel for son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah, been getting in the way of my money for years. Is the other way to read that too.
Definitely. And I've been giving you money, you ingrate. You know, I wish I never bust that. But anyway. Boy, I knew that night. But, I made a mistake.
Right when I held you, I was like,
you know
damn
what?
it.
I want
Lord, forgive us.
I've never, since I only have 2 kids, and they are wonderful children. I've never been once a thought about not
breaking a foot off in some of their asses.
No, not impregnating their mother. You know what I'm saying? And just think, Kirk Franklin wishes. It's a part of Kirk Franklin wish he had never laid down with that woman. Right? I don't know, like, there's plenty of people out there. Like, it just hit me now that those people are out there. That they see their kid and they was like, man, I wish I had just played with myself that night. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I edited the apology. The first 45 minutes he was ranting at why he ever had this kid, and then the last 45 seconds was the apology.
That's a long video then.
He's joking.
Wow.
Man, it sounds like a confessional.
All right, let me get this apology over with.
Hey, can you get to the apology part, Kirk? All right.
Kirk, I'd like to go home and feed my family. Can we?
What you know about family?
You ever have a bastard son?
Oh man. But listen, we wish Kirk Franklin and his family the best.
Prayers with his family.
Prayers go out to his family. Actually, real talk, prayers go out to anybody that need it right now. Living on a better note. Hopefully you enjoyed us joking around, having a little fun. That's what you're gonna find when you come to the flip. And friends, we like to go over topics that's happening around the world here in the nation and just kind of put our little twist and spin on it. Hopefully brought a little levity to your day. You can always check out City and Second City Sports. You can always check out Jason here with us. You can always check out Ryan and myself. If we're not here, we're also doing That David Show. And also check me out on the Under Center podcast for NBC Sports.
Yes,
as always,
check him out.
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody over there at NBC. But as always, man, listen, be safe out there. It's the crazy times that we're living in. Sydney?
We gone.